Coming up next on this edition of In the City, summer camps are underway and Murfreesboro City Schools hosted one for an underserved group of students. Also, Bloomfield Links, the 6-hole golf course designed for youth and beginners, is open for the season and ready for summer players. Plus, the old Murfreesboro City Cemetery is getting a facelift from the Rutherford County Archaeological Society. And a new mountain bike trail system is now open on the south side of Barfield Crescent Park. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. Summer camps are a great opportunity for kids to grow, allowing them to become independent and self-confident while socializing and making new friends.
It's that time of year when summer camps get cranking up, and the Murfreesboro City Schools hosted its 4th annual Camp Boro. The camp caters to special needs children and includes a week full of activities. This day, they were taking a trip to Miracle Field of Murfreesboro.
Today we have a camp. Well, this week we have a camp for students whose disabilities may prevent them from attending traditional camp. So we wanted to give them that opportunity. And through local donations, community donations, we're able to provide transportation, shirts, food, field trips for all of the students.
It is a wonderful camp. This is the 4th year, and it's great to come out and volunteer. I don't feel like I have to get the kids to perform and work for me. I just get to play with them and have a good time. So that's the part I love about it.
I am out here because I love giving back to my community. This is a way for me to meet students that aren't in my direct school community, and I love to serve.
The first day we have petting zoo, we have arts and crafts, we have archery, karate, and they all earned their white belt. And then we went bowling yesterday, and today we're at Miracle Field, and then tomorrow is our water day. The fire truck comes and sprays water.
It's the perfect therapy scenario for us. Occupational therapy is what a person does. So for kids, what they do is play. That's their life. That's what they need.
When you work with special needs kids, I think you have to be more intentional. You have to find ways to maneuver around some barriers it might be a language barrier or a communication barrier. So you just have to find innovative ways to communicate with them and make connections.
We have more than one person per student. We have 48 campers and 60 to 70 volunteers this year. This is our 4th year, and we have people calling us throughout the year asking to volunteer.
The running, the playing with each other, the hitting the ball is all working on their skills that they need, those visual skills, their hand-eye coordination. So it's perfect, therapy scenario.
My name is Jeremiah and I'm 7 years old. 7. You want to be at Camp Boro? There's a lot of fun stuff though. Everything is fun to do.
They absolutely love it. They all take pictures back from it. They wear their karate belts for several weeks afterwards. It's just so wonderful to be able to give these kids this opportunity.
Even though it's a popular spot, some say it's a hidden gem here in the city. Bloomfield Links Golf Course is a perfect place to learn or practice the game. Summer is in full swing, and here in Murfreesboro, there's no shortage of fun things to do. Bloomfield Links Golf Course, just off Medical Center Parkway, is a great place for youth, beginners, and players of all ages to hone their skills at an affordable price.
It's a perfect 6-hole short course, so it's perfect for juniors, anybody learning how to play the game. Bloomfield is perfect for them. It's $5 for children, it's $8 for adults, and if you're an adult that brings a child, it's $5 for each of you. So you get a discount if you bring a child. And seniors 55 or over also get a discount, so they're playing at $5, same as a child would.
The course is open 7 days a week. It opens at 7 a.m. and closes 30 minutes before dark. You can get there by either taking a short walk on the Greenway from Old Fort Golf Course or drive and park off Medical Center Parkway on Walter Hill Court. There's no way to pay the daily fee on location, but there are other easy options.
You can't pay over there, so you either need to come here and pay first and walk over or drive over, or you can actually call over the phone and you'll call the pro shop here at Old Fort. You'll pay and then we'll radio the attendant over there and let them know that you've paid. And so it's super simple, very affordable.
Bloomfield Links is known for their exceptional youth programs. It's also a great place to feel comfortable if you're just starting to learn. You pay one fee for the entire day and play the course as many times as you want.
It's a place for beginners to feel welcome, to not feel intimidated with such a large regulation course. It's open, it's friendly. Everything's right in front of you, so it's a great place to learn.
Bloomfield Links is open year-round, and right now is the perfect time to grab your clubs, get outside, and enjoy another beautiful and family-friendly place our city is lucky to have.
I bet you can count on one hand facilities like this, where you have a developmental course along with your regulation golf course. I bet you it's less than 5 in the country.
Murfreesboro's Old City Cemetery is rich in local history. Over the years, many of the headstones have gone into disrepair. One local organization has stepped up to improve the site.
The Rutherford County Archaeological Society signed an agreement with the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission to begin the care, historic preservation, and interpretation of the Old City Cemetery site, located in between Vine Street and State Street near the public square. The cemetery has hundreds of Civil War soldiers as well as families such as the Manneys, which were owners of Oakland's Mansion.
Rutherford County Archaeological Society, we are an educational and service organization. We're composed of professional archaeologists as well as community members from all walks of life and all ages. We were looking for a local service project to help the city of Murfreesboro. And I became aware of the Old City Cemetery, its need for care. We've been here about 2 years, taking care of the cemetery, doing lots of research and promoting the cemetery and public awareness. This cemetery is actually part archaeological site. It's the original location of the Old First Presbyterian Church, which dates to 1820. Its original burying ground, and then 3 additional acres were added in 1837 for Murfreesboro's first public cemetery. We have soldiers buried here that fought in the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, and of course the Civil War, both Confederate soldiers and Union soldiers. The cemetery has a lot of open spaces, but actually underneath, it's not so open. There are several buried headstones. There are several graves that are unmarked, open shafts. One section toward the back of the cemetery is where up to 600 Union soldiers were buried, mostly temporarily, but some permanently. And toward the back of the cemetery, we have the area where the enslaved and the indigent paupers were buried. There's a lot of objectives to our project. First, we began cleaning the stones. We've cleaned almost every cleanable stone in the cemetery, and the city has been wonderful, Parks and Rec, for trimming the trees along the fence line, which there are burials along the fence line. And now with this geophysical work being done, we're going to be seeing what's underground.
We are doing surveys with 3 different geophysical instruments to try and see what's in the top 6 or 8 feet underneath this, to look for unmarked graves or mass burials or other buried items related to when this was used as a hospital. The instrument that they're using right now is an electromagnetic sensor system, and it'll take quite a bit of processing to get all the data put together into a map. We have a GPS antenna on all the instruments, and so we can make a map and they can go back with a good positioning system and locate within about a foot of where we saw something. It's both a benefit and a commitment of some time for the community, but professionally it'll be an interesting data set as well. So we're excited to be doing it. The idea is we've got 5 different colors, and we want to be able to make the instrument go on lines that are separated by about 1.5 feet. And so we'll go from one yellow flag to the next one, all the way down to the end, and then come back halfway between them and then get the next color. So that's to kind of keep us on track. The geology department at UT is actually helping cover some of our expenses for traveling over here, which is nice. It's nice to have the in-state support and having it extend to this part of the state as well.
So I want thank them very much for funding this research and coming out and providing this for us. And they really do care about the cemetery and are very much interested in our project. And it's just been a blessing for them to come out.
Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation rolls out its newest park that's a little more hidden than others.
We're really excited to be standing here at Murfreesboro's first mountain bike trail system. This is something that's been in the works for a long time. We started a couple of years ago looking for places around town that might be able to sustain a mountain bike trail system, and we hired a company to help us do that. And the best option was to come here at our very popular Barfield Crescent Park. It's on the back side of the park, a separate entrance from the main park, and we were able to get 8.2 miles of mountain bike trails that we're really proud to have open to the public. We're still working on final signage and stuff like that, but you know, it's a beautiful area. People love this park, and we're glad we can bring that to the mountain bike community. We have 3 different types of trails. We've got a beginner trail, an intermediate, and an advanced trail. We do warn people that it is a pretty technical trail, so always start out on the beginner and just see how that feels. Helmets always required. The trail's designed for people of all ages.
You know, the beginner trails, they probably are a little more intermediate for beginner trails, but you know, anybody that has any skill level of riding, I think could with just some practice and some patience, could definitely master at least the beginner trails here. And I think once you master these, you could easily start getting into the intermediate. Even some of the hills like I'm about to go up, I just can't pedal up it. So I'll hike up it and ride down it. I mean, it's still exercise though, and you're out in nature, so it's God's playground out here.
You know, so our goal for the whole project was to be as environmentally friendly and as little impactful to the local habitats that we have here, and we think that the trail does that. Even the trailhead is pretty primitive. People who are normally coming into the park off of Veterans Parkway or off Volunteer Road won't be able to find the mountain bike trail because it's not there. The park stays so busy for other activities, we decided to put the access for the mountain bike trail on the south side of the park.
To find the bike trail, travel south on Shelbyville Highway, going past Veterans Parkway and Joby Jackson Parkway. Take a right onto Oak Meadows, which turns into Fieldcrest. Take a right onto Hemlock Drive, and the entrance is on the left.
When people arrive, they're going to be greeted with a gravel parking lot where they can hang out in the shade and get ready to go. Eventually we'll have some shade structures, a wash station. We do have porta potties here for people. We're getting a lot of good feedback from people riding the trail who've ridden all over the country saying this is a very, very unique trail, and people are actually coming in from hours away to ride this trail. So it's something you know, I think kids are going to get involved in and like, and I think it's just going to be another activity that we're proud to provide for the residents of Murfreesboro and the visitors of Murfreesboro as well.
It's definitely an advanced course, but it's awesome. I'm glad I heard about it coming out. So I was really looking forward to having a set of trails so close to home, and I think Murfreesboro definitely needed it. You know, the greenways are fantastic, don't get me wrong, but for guys that want to hit some rocks and stuff like this is definitely a A+ course for sure.
Yeah, we encourage people who are coming out and giving mountain biking a try to bring a friend, come with somebody who's mountain biked before. The mountain biking trail does cross the hiking trail 2 times. The mountain bike trail yields always to the hiking trail when using this trail system.
If you're going to ride quite a bit and you really want to get into it and you want to do terrain like what Barfield has to offer, yeah, bike shop would be better, mainly for the fitting of the bike.
You know, our goal with this whole trail has been to get people involved with an activity that would lead toward lifelong wellness. Early in the morning or into the evening, as long as it's daylight, people can enjoy the trail.
A local resident chooses an unusual way to give back to his community and brighten people's birthday.
What started out as a simple gesture,
I had joined the Marine Corps and I was getting ready to go to Vietnam. And my cousin gave me a $2 bill.
Has now turned into a several $1,000 gesture.
And so that thing has grown now to almost 3,000 $2 bills.
Meet Dan Alcorn. When he volunteered to go to Vietnam in 1966, he held on to that $2 bill and still has it today.
I reached in my billfold, been there for 26 years without ever looking at it. I pulled that out, looked at that, and I thought, my goodness, what if I'd given her that too?
So when Dan got into the real estate business, he wanted to continue that $2 good luck gesture.
I said, what if we started giving $2 bills to people on their birthdays who bought a house from me? And that birthday started coming around, and they got a $2 bill, they would call me or write me a note and say, thank you for that $2. Someone said, I've never seen one before.
Those $2 bills were so well received, he didn't want to limit them to just customers.
He was so excited. Now, I send $2 bills to all my fellow realtors here. The 153 realtors here get a $2 bill. But you know why I do it? Because I care.
With nearly 3,000 people on the birthday list at a cost of around $8,000 a year, this is a significant effort, but is something that Dan is called to do.
We've been started 28 years ago. However, the first 2 or 3 years, it wasn't difficult. It didn't take much time for me to sit down and do the birthday cards. But now it gets a little heavier. In the last 25 years, I've had to recruit my wife.
One of the first people to greet me that morning as I was sitting there not knowing anybody was Mr. Dan, and he handed me his business card and he said, welcome, I'm Dan Alcorn, and he shook my hand, and I can't tell you, I'll never forget that. He's just a beautiful man.
If someone I was looking at to be Christ-like, that would be Dan Alcorn.
You know, it just makes you smile. You get a card, you get a sweet message, and a $2 bill. Oh, and a calendar. He always gives you a calendar. This is one person that literally invests in other people, literally. I think it's so sweet.
Who he is a man who genuinely loves and cares about other people and wants to see what's best in their lives.
It's not all the things that you accumulate, all the stuff. It's not that important, but it's touching the hearts of people that will measure your success in life. Everybody has a birthday. I try to find out when their birthdays are, and I just want to let them know that somebody's thinking about them on their birthday. My son, he didn't tell me, he took my database. I have 984 families on my database. He sent a card out to them that says, my dad turned 70, and he's always remembering people's birthday. Wouldn't it be nice if you just sent him a thank you or something for the birthday card? Steve, I got 453 responses on my birthday. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I care about people.
Murfreesboro City Schools is doing their part to combat child hunger with the CHOW Bus program. Summer is here and school is out, and because of the Murfreesboro City Schools CHOW Bus, any child 18 and under can eat for free. City Schools nutrition supervisor Sandy Sheely, the brains behind other successful school programs like Chef Academy, came up with a better way to spread the meals throughout the community.
We've been doing summer feeding for approximately 18 years, and 5 years ago I knew we weren't reaching the children that we could reach. They weren't able to get to the brick and mortars that we had. So I had to come up with a way to get the food out to the children.
All right, let's get y'all taken care of.
Funded through a USDA grant that's applied for yearly, the 4 CHOW buses feed roughly 60,000 meals, breakfast and lunch, between May and July. For those who use the CHOW bus, they say this program is invaluable to the kids and families it serves.
This particular program, I like it a lot because it helps parents like me. I have 4 kids.
The bus not only helps families, it's also something the kids look forward to every day.
It's like the ice cream truck. They're waiting, they're anticipating, and as soon as they see the bus, they'll come running.
Many school systems have programs that provide summer meals, but the CHOW bus's mobility is what makes this program so special.
It frees up not just the parents' time and resources for food, but it also gives us, a means of actually not having to travel to the school or to a central location to pick up the food. The bus in itself is one of the more ingenious things that I've seen done by any of the programs around here.
The purpose of the CHOW bus is simply to make sure no child goes hungry.
It serves any child 18 and under. It doesn't matter if you're from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, from out of state. It just doesn't matter of the income level. It's a program that's open to every child 18 and under.
For more information on the CHOW bus and the feeding schedule, go to www.cityschools.net. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. Rutherford County photographers of all skill levels get a chance to show off their work at a special exhibit at City Hall.
Local photographers recently had the chance to showcase their talents at the 2nd annual Focus on the Boro event held in the City Hall Rotunda.
Focus on the Boro is a community photo exhibit and contest, the first of its kind in Rutherford County. and it is open to photographers who live or work in Rutherford County of all ages and experience levels.
260 images from 95 photographers were submitted, and Nelson adds the submittal process is pretty easy.
We have tried to make participating in Focus on the Borough as easy as possible. The first step is submitting 3 images through the Cultural Arts Submittable page online. Once your images are accepted, then the next step would be dropping them off at the Rotunda on the installation day to be exhibited and judged by the juried panel for the contest.
The origins of Focus on the Borough came from Nelson's time as the city's first photography laureate.
As the 2017 and 2018 photo laureate, Focus on the Borough was my main goal. Having a community exhibit was my main goal because I had participated in similar events and I had found them rewarding for myself.
While photography can be competitive, this event brings local photographers together to show the community how they can contribute to the cultural arts landscape.
For photographers, I think it allows us time to step away from the competitiveness of the field because photography arts can be very competitive. Having an exhibit like this, a community exhibit, brings us together in our love for photography and allows us to support each other as a community in a non-competitive format. And it helps photographers to get their names recognized. It helps to give them accolades or awards that they can, point to, and it gives them the experience of exhibiting. For a lot of newer photographers, a lot of them have said to me, this is the first time I've ever printed an image. I've done lots and lots of photography, but I've never printed an image. Other photographers are like, I've never exhibited before. I don't have the body of work to exhibit, or I felt like, I didn't have enough experience to exhibit. This is really exciting for photographers, newer photographers, experienced photographers, to cover some of those firsts for them.
So if you missed out this year, make plans to check out next year's event. Who knows? You may be next year's Best in Show.
Great job, Abby. I can't wait to see more of your photos next year.
Now is the time to get out and about and enjoy local produce and much more at the Rutherford County Farmers Market.
The Rutherford County Farmers Market is in full swing. The market features all kinds of products from a variety of vegetables and fruits to meats to breads. The market also offers locally produced honey. Last year, almost 84,000 customers visited the market, purchasing over $500,000 in products. 100 producers and vendors from 17 counties around Middle Tennessee provided products. Those vendors taking part in the market also gave back, donating over 6,400 pounds to local charitable organizations in 2018. The market also offers educational opportunities with classes touching on a number of subjects. In 2018, 46 different classes were taught by extension personnel and certified master gardeners. All classes offered are free to the public. As big an event as it is, the staff can't do it alone. Last year, master gardeners and local volunteers donated almost 1,100 hours of their time to help with the market. So if you have the chance, visit the Rutherford County Farmers Market every Tuesday and Friday from 7 a.m. to noon at the Lane Agri Park. The market runs through the end of October.
MTSU hosted special guests from the Blue Angels organization, sharing with an excited crowd at MTSU about all things aerospace. The Blue Angels take to the sky this weekend back in Middle Tennessee for the first time in 3 years. Today, MTSU students and the public get a special treat as Memphis native and MTSU alum Major Jeff Mullins and a crew member speaks on campus.
Today we have the Blue Angels coming. They are going to do a presentation before the Smyrna Air Show, which is going on this weekend.
Mullins and a mechanics crew member spoke to the crowd and answered questions. Organizers say whenever the Blue Angels are in the mid-state, they always stop by MTSU to speak to the aerospace students.
We have an aerospace program here at MTSU with around 875 students, and about 500 of them are pro-pilot. We have maintenance management, flight dispatch, unmanned aerial systems, so a lot of students that are very interested in all things aviation, so it's a great chance for them to hear about the Blue Angels and the Navy in general.
The audience asked questions from what classes the guys took in college. Mullins says he hated calculus, to how long it takes the experienced crew to change an engine, under an hour, to how close the planes actually are when they're flying, which is a mere 18 inches. Overall, it was a wonderful and inspiring experience for the whole crowd.
Oh, it's very inspirational. I mean, obviously the Blue Angels have just the name in aviation in terms of sort of being the top of the pinnacle, so it's very inspiring for the students to get to hear about how they got to where they are.
The Great Tennessee Air Show is this weekend in Smyrna, so don't miss your chance to check out the amazing show. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. A new hands-free state law went into effect July 1st. This law now makes it illegal to hold a cell phone or mobile device with any part of your body, write, send, or read any text-based communication. Reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt. Watch a video or movie on a cell phone or mobile device. Record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So make sure if you're going to use your cell phone in the car while driving and don't have a Bluetooth, get a car mount or cradle to secure your device. The Tennessee Department of Education announced 9 finalists for the 2019-2020 Tennessee Teacher of the Year Award. There are 6 finalists from regional areas and 3 from Grand Division, which are West, Middle, and East. Murfreesboro City Schools teacher Sarah Chumney is selected as the Teacher of the Year state finalist for the Mid-Cumberland region. Chumney joined Murfreesboro City Schools in 2011 and most recently served as an English as a second language teacher at Cason Lane Academy. Chumney is a military veteran with 13 years of classroom experience serving in ESL and intervention. The final winner will represent Tennessee in the National Teacher of the Year competition and serve as an ambassador for education in the state throughout the 2019-2020 school year. The winners will be selected during an honorary banquet in the fall, following a panel interview of each finalist. A hard-working group of Geographical Information System employees received STARS Awards for going above and beyond on their jobs for the city. The city recognized 3 GIS employees who work in the Information Technology Department.
Gerald Lee, Bob Boutier, and Susan Carmouche. They are all Geographical Information System employees who work with the IT department. For those of you who don't know, Geographical Information System is a framework for gathering, managing, and analyzing data. Gerald, Bob, and Susan were nominated by Fire Chief Mark Foltz for their outstanding performance and succeeding through attitudes reflecting service excellence. Chief said, our GIS team members have become invaluable tools for all emergency services. Their innovative mapping and data collection capabilities provide us with analytics to assist in determining station placement and resource allocation, completing risk assessment, and pinpointing impacted areas during disasters and deployments. Recently, the team did an amazing job assisting the city with planning and response to the flood that occurred in February of this year. A dashboard was created to show all the important information associated with the rising waters, including high water streets and road closures. Personnel were able to collect this data in the field via an app, and it would populate the dashboard in the Emergency Operations Center and in other remote areas. The team has also been assisting Murfreesboro Fire Rescue with the accreditation process. Gerald Lee has created, sometimes at the drop of a hat, several maps that have to be included in our strategic plan, our standard of cover document, and will soon be helping with a self-assessment manual. We absolutely could not function without these talented and professional individuals. They are always willing to help us out, no matter the project, and they do this intricate work quickly, efficiently, and effectively.
The purpose of the STARS Award is to recognize and reward those employees who go above and beyond their normal duties in order to provide outstanding customer service to internal and external customers. The nonprofit Main Street program, which helps to maintain, enhance, and promote the historic downtown, has started its 2019 free concert series, Friday Night Live. The first Friday in July, August, and September, a free concert will be held on the public square. The dates are July 5th, August 2nd, and September 6th. Bring your lawn chair and join the fun. Concerts start at 6:30 p.m. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see one of the stories you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.